Hey YouTube, hey, I'm going to talk a minute today about ergonomics and the new ergonomic setup. And anybody who's ever experienced any repetitive strain injury from sitting at the computer wrong, you're gonna learn something today if you haven't, okay? Because I have, and I just spent the last 3 months recovering from a lateral epicondylitis, otherwise known as tennis elbow, from seated incorrectly on the computer while recording music. Okay, so I have a new ergonomic setup. We're going to just check it out right now. One of the couple things that you need to know about ergonomics and being on a computer is the screen of the computer needs to be at eye level. The top of the screen needs to be eye level or you're going to be into trouble. Now I wear bifocals. Okay, here's another thing. I don't wear my bifocals on the computer. I just got some reading glasses. You know, the right strength for me to be able to see the screen. And I can see the screen fine. I can do everything I need to do musically. Seated comfortably here in my chair, but even with this top of the screen at eye level, I'm fine. I had the screen too high, and it's one of the factors in the repetitive strain injury. With the bifocals, as you can see, if I was looking at the screen, in order to catch the top of the screen, I got to tilt my head back. It's going to cause neck problems over time. It takes some time, but it does happen. The thing that's important about ergonomics as far as the repetitive strain injury, my tennis elbow, the lateral epicondylitis thing that happened, was I had my screen up on a platform over here, so it was way too high. It was also too far away. This is a 26-inch screen. It was too far away. It needs the screen. You need to be able to reach out and, with arm length, be able to touch the screen if you wanted to. I don't want to touch the screen, but that's it. The proper distance. You need to be seated from the screen. Okay, your head needs to be level. You need to be seated comfortably. The swivel chair is, of course, perfect. This one doesn't have any arms. I got a chair with arms too. Not good to rest your arms on chair arms because it can cause some impingement on the nerves in the elbows and cause problems. That's not what happened to me. Here's what happened to me. I had the keyboard, I had a mouse, okay? I had a mouse and it was up here. I was sitting over here. I had my arm fully extended with my hand on a mouse, on a mouse pad with a wrist rest, with the screen up too high. After about 4 months of sitting with this mouse right here with my arm extended, I got the repetitive strain injury here in my elbow. And it radiated all the way up into this tendon here. And I actually got tendinosis. That's the point. It's where no longer acute pain, but it's a chronic pain. When they cut it open, if they looked in there, I didn't have surgery, but when they do, the tendon actually turns gray. It's dead. So this tendon was dead where it attaches to the elbow. That radiated pain through all these tendons into my fingers. So I ended up, I also got a little iPhone BlackBerry thumb right in here. Some scar tissue here. Okay. I'll tell you something also, YouTube, just on a side note, if you got any kind of manic depression kind of deal going on, and a lot of musicians do, it's a creative thing, up and down moods. Do not let your doctor prescribe you prednisone or any kind of steroid because it will toss you right into a mania. Happened to me. I flew off into a mania for 9 weeks and I'm still tailing off of it. And then the doctor, of course, wants to give you something to tail you off of it. No, thank you. No drugs. No, my problem is caused by drugs. I don't want any more drugs. Thank you anyway. Besides, as my wife's therapist said, I'm enjoying the mania. Okay. I'm playing this little funky tune here. What I got is the keyboard. I had the keyboard sitting over here. Okay, now I have it on a tray. Okay, this tray is built into the desk. I just moved everything over. I have right here on this side of the tray, I've got a trackpad. Okay, I'm not sure if you can see it or not. I'm going to go ahead and grab the camera and show you this. Okay, here's the trackpad and the keyboard. There's my screen. Top of the screen at eye level. Keyboard. Trackpad, and I don't know if you've noticed or not, there is no mouse. I am no longer using a mouse. I will never probably use a mouse again. A mouse, a computer mouse, is like the worst thing you can do when you get around 50 years old like me and working with the mouse all the time. it's could lead to some terrific pain. Mouse with the motions that you're doing, especially with a lot of little fine adjustments, as in Logic Express that I just was experimenting with those 4 months. A lot of little tiny parameters to deal with. Really fried my arm, especially with it fully extended like this. Very bad positioning, poor ergonomics, caused a tremendous problem. Huge crisis, disability, nightmare. Disability pays very well. It doesn't pay regularly, though, at least in my case. The doctors and the paperwork and the crap, and the co-pays, the insurance, you don't want to get it. Trust me. Here's how you want your arm. My right arm is the problem, right? My left elbow should be at my side. Right there. Left elbow at my side, my arm comfortably at a 90-degree angle, resting on the keyboard. Okay? That's how you want your arm. Just completely relaxed. Right elbow at the side, right arm straight. There you go. You don't want to be reaching. You don't want to be up here. You don't want to be down there. You want to be right here. Right here's where you want to be. Okay, now you're wondering about the left-hand trackpad. That's what I've adopted. I could do the trackpad on the right arm, but quite frankly, the trackpad hurts just like the mouse did after a minute with the right hand. So what I've done is you could also learn left-hand mouse. I didn't even try it. I just got rid of the mouse after experimenting with a bunch of different ergonomic setups with the mouse, and so I put sponge foam around the mouse. I tried to make it ergonomic. I can't do a mouse anymore. Not the Apple Magic Mouse, not any ergonomic mouse. All these mouses they sell online, they're expensive, they're stupid. The trackpad's the way it's going. This is what I'm using for now for an interface. I'm sure they'll come up with something even better than the trackpad pretty soon. Here's what I do with the trackpad. I got a left-handed trackpad. Of course, it can go on either hand. I got my left arm right here at my side. Okay? Elbow at the side. Left arm straight. Hand resting on the trackpad. Okay? Left hand trackpad. Now you might be thinking, I can't do trackpad left-handed. Yes, you can. It only takes a few days to learn. You will learn it. Pretty soon you're doing left-handed trackpad. It's like you're doing it all the time. See the pointer? Okay, you can see the pointer there? Look at me. Now I want to go to, I want to, it's a file. See? I'm doing that with my left hand on a trackpad. I can do all the gestures on the Apple Magic Trackpad much more comfortably than I could ever do with the mouse. Now there are little things like to click to drag, double tap. Okay, the top of the window, I minimized it. Well, anyway, there's some gestures that do take a little bit of time. It's not exactly intuitive, but it's pretty close. And the 3-finger page swipe. There's all sorts of real fancy shortcuts, and also learning keyboard shortcuts, which people have known for 20 years. I never learned any keyboard shortcuts. Oh, brother, I'm learning them now. When you're in a lot of pain, you'll do anything. If you've got to be on the computer, or if you're like me, you'll want to be on the computer 4 to 6 hours a day, you're going to want to learn some keyboard shortcuts. Okay, they're simple. You know, you got the... Anyway, learn your own keyboard shortcuts for what works for you. This is my little take on ergonomics, and I'll just to reiterate, screen top, eye level, sit facing the screen, back straight, sitting comfortably, feet should be resting flat on the floor, elbows at the sides, hands, wrists straight, left hand trackpad, right hand keyboard. Okay, of course if you want you can do a right hand trackpad if you're comfortable with it. Arms should be parallel to the floor, thighs parallel to the floor, feet flat on the floor, back straight, head straight, just like this. And you're not going to have any problems with repetitive strain injury. Don't forget to take a break every 20 minutes off of the computer. Maybe do some stretching. Do a little stretch. Here's a stretch. Count of 10. Stretch a count of 10. Stretch a count of 10. Okay? If you feel any pain, feel any acute problem, stop. Don't keep going like I did. I kept going through the pain, and I kept working through the pain, I ignored the pain. The pain is my body talking to me. The pain's your body talking to you. If you feel pain, stop what you're doing. Don't do it anymore. Find something else that doesn't hurt. Take a break. Might want to take some time, rest, ice, compression, some elevation for a couple weeks. You know, take some time off. Don't do it if it's hurting. Or you're going to end up like me, spun out on prednisone. You know, who knows what they're going to shoot in you, cortisone, whatever they're going to try to do, giving you pills. You're going to be in physical therapy for months like I've been. It is a nightmare, and nobody can tell you hurt because you look normal. There's nothing wrong. There isn't even any swelling. Although they do prescribe anti-inflammatories, there's no swelling involved. It doesn't look like to anybody like you're hurt. So it causes a lot of confusion. When you throw a mania in on top of it, you're really in trouble. Okay, so take it from me. Try to be ergonomically correct. If you're sitting at the computer for a long time per day, take some breaks and enjoy what it is that you're doing. And I'm trying to. It's real hard. I'm still kind of stiff. I'm still got a little discomfort. It's not painful anymore, but for several months it was painful. YouTube, you don't want pain. You don't want pain. Learn some ergonomics, set it up right. You're going to be fine. And thanks for checking in.